Right now, my life looks like this. Some days I'm painting, some days I'm writing, and some days I'm working with people's bodies through massage, slowly discovering what my career in healing actually looks like. On paper, none of these make sense together. If you were trying to understand me through a job title or profile bio, you'd probably be confused. But in my body, it all feels connected. Because even though these things look different on the outside, they all come from the same place. They all ask me to be present. They all teach me patience, awareness, and care. And they all feel like different expressions of the same journey. And that's what I want to talk about today. Not productivity, not optimization, but what it means when your authentic self doesn't fit into one box. We're taught early on that we should be one clear thing. One career, one identity, one direction. But life doesn't actually move like that. It moves in layers. And when I really sit with it, I realize that even though I'm doing different things, I'm practicing the same qualities in all of them. When I paint, I'm learning how to feel. When I write, I'm learning how to listen. When I work through massage, I'm learning how to hold space. It's all training me in awareness. So instead of seeing my interests as scattered, I've started seeing them as a mosaic. Each piece informs the other. I think a lot of us mistake multiplicity for confusion. We call it lack of focus. We tell ourselves to pick something and stick to it. But what if being multifaceted isn't a flaw? What if it's how some of us are wired? I've spent years feeling like I had to compress myself. Like I had to choose which parts of me were allowed to exist publicly. But through creating more openly with my art diaries, my writing, and these videos, I've realized that authenticity doesn't mean simplifying yourself. It means letting your complexity breathe. There's also this pressure for everything to be useful in a very specific way. Every interest has to become a career move. Every hobby has to turn into a side hustle. Every passion has to justify itself through money. I spoke about this recently in my video on unprofitable joy. We've been taught that joy only counts if it leads somewhere. And I had to step away from that. I had to let my art be art again. Let my writing be exploratory. Let learning be slow. Let curiosity exist without needing an outcome. Some things exist simply to nourish you. That shift changed how I create. That's why I'm starting my art diary series. Not to prove anything, but to document the process of returning. Returning to my hands, returning to my intuition, returning to creating without pressure. Your interests are your personal algorithm. They're how you process experience, how you make meaning, and how you move through the world. You don't have random passions, you have patterns. And when you pay attention to these patterns, you start designing a life that actually fits you, not someone else's version of success, yours. Becoming doesn't always look like clarity. Sometimes it looks like experimentation. It looks like learning as you go. And it looks like changing your mind. That doesn't make you unstable. It simply makes you alive. So if you're watching this and you feel pulled in multiple directions, I want you to know that you don't have to collapse yourself into one thing. You don't have to explain every interest. You don't have to rush to make everything make sense. You're allowed to be layered. Start paying attention to what lights you up. Write it down. Notice what overlaps. Notice what keeps returning. You don't need to integrate everything at once. Just be honest with yourself. Because self-actualization isn't about becoming someone else. It's about allowing who you already are to exist fully. That's your blueprint. And for me, that's what the season is about. Letting art, writing, and healing coexist. Letting my interests inform each other. Letting my life unfold without forcing it into a single box. If you're also quietly building something, learning something, or rediscovering parts of yourself, you don't have to rush. Just keep showing